Hello, before we begin today's video, can you please like, share, and subscribe to the channel because it actually helps expand the wonderful knowledge of NY and JPA weather and helps yours truly. So I really would appreciate it. So thank you, and as always, stay safe out there. Now let's get to today's video. Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Well, we have a wintry mixed mess out there, especially north and west of the I-95 corridor, as our winter storm for the interior is organizing. It's a moderate winter storm, if that. You're talking about 3 to 6 inch snowfall up in the Poconos and northwestern New Jersey and the Catskills. Now, for the coastal plain, this is always going to be a rain threat here. We did have a little bit of wintry mix mess here with a trace in a few spots, but for the most part, this is going over the rain. We had a brief burst of snow and sleet here in Freehold. If you blinked, you missed it, and it changed over to rain. That was pretty much what the forecast was. Now, to the northwest, just northwest of the I-95 corridor, this is what I was concerned about. You got this snow, you got freezing rain, drizzle, sleet, just a mess in this area here right around the morning rush hour that is gradually going to change over to rain, okay? So everyone outside of the Zone 4 forecast, Zone 1 forecast, should I say, was going to be going over to rain. The question is just the progression, and we're seeing some of that fight here showing up here with some of those colder boundary layer temperatures, and the 850 millibar temperatures are a bit chilly there too. So we're going to be covering that with the live chat this afternoon at 12 o'clock. We'll have the live coverage primarily focused for the Poconos and Catskills and for you guys up there. But again, we'll also go over some of the lifting parameters driving rainfall along the I-95 corridor. So temperatures gradually rising with mid to upper 20s over the northern interior with some moderate snowfall, lower to mid 30s on the I-95 corridor, and mid to upper 30s along the New York City metropolitan area coast, and already mid to upper 40s down towards the southern New Jersey coast with a nice easterly wind. On the radar, you can see that precipitation really starting to take hold. Again, this is not a major storm, and literally half of this precipitation shield is what we call virga. It's having a difficult time getting down towards the ground. It's precipitating off the clouds, but not reaching the surface. But we are starting to see that snowfall showing up here rather nicely over the interior. And with the colder air trying to push in, you can see that rain snow line adjusting a little bit south. That is the initial influence of what we call evaporation cooling as the dry air is driven out of the atmosphere and the atmosphere cools a little bit, but this will again shift back northward as the warm air invades. And so this low pressure system will continue to march its way towards the Jersey coastal waters by this afternoon, stopping the progression of the rain snow line, and then the colder air will work back in, possibly ending as a little bit of snow on the coast around 4 a.m. Again, not much in the way of accumulation. You might see a dusting. You might notice a dusting on your car top. That is about it. And you can see on the radar, on the satellite picture here, again, notice the progressive nature of this whole system. We said that all the way back to the live chat last Wednesday that, hey, this is not a major storm. This is a very progressive, weakening, open wave that is marching its way towards the coastal waters. So this is going to be a fast-moving system as well. So, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll have scattered cloud cover and not much else going on. So let's dive into this forecast. First, we'll go over the impacts that we're expecting. Zone 1 is your primary focus area where I'm expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow covering all surfaces. It's going to be cold enough for steady snowfall. You might mix in a little bit of sleet from time to time, but pretty much this is a snow event. Zone 2, again, you're going to be in that wintry mix this morning, changing over to rain. 1 or 2 inches possible on the grass and some cold surfaces, but even that's going to get washed away by this afternoon with temperatures rising into the upper 30s. Zone 3, if you blinked, you missed it. You saw a little bit of snow, and now it's changing over to rain, and pretty much just a trace potential on there. And Zone 4 is just all rain. So let's dive into this forecast for today. A wintry mix mess setting up with temperatures rising into the mid 30s over the northern interior, upper 30s to lower 40s on the Delaware River Valley, and lower to mid 40s on the immediate coast. For tonight into tomorrow morning, the storm exits, precipitation changes over to snow for everyone, but for the coastal plain, you might see a dusting. That's about it. By the time this precipitation's over, you might see a flake or two, and that is about it. Look for tomorrow morning skies clearing and low temperatures falling into the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s in your suburbs, and lower to mid 30s in your urban areas and along the immediate coast. Tomorrow afternoon, look for sky cloud cover with high temperatures in the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast. On Thursday, a cold front will drop through the region with a few flurries, nothing really that big of a deal. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. High temperatures in the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast. On Friday, high pressure will pass through in the morning hours and through the afternoon with sky cloud cover. Look for low temperatures in the single digits to lower teens over the northern interior, mid to upper teens in the suburbs, upper teens to lower 20s on the immediate coast and in your urban areas. High temperatures will rebound into the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. And then Friday night into Saturday morning, we'll have an area low pressure off the coast. Rain on the immediate coast, a wintry mix possible on the I-95 corridor, and some snow as we lift to the north and west. This is going to be a slightly colder system, so we'll have to keep an eye on this Friday night into Saturday morning, with low temperatures on Saturday morning ranging from the mid-20s over the northern interior and upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. So this is going to be something that we're going to have to keep a little eye on. It could be a little bit of a pest of a system to watch. By Saturday afternoon, sky cloud cover, a few lingering flurries here and there. High temperatures in the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast. On Sunday, a little weak cold front swings on through with a flurry or two. Other than that, sky cloud cover is expected. Look for low temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, mid to upper 20s in the suburbs, upper 20s to lower 30s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the upper 20s to lower 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast. So certainly a chilly weekend is on the way. Then on Monday, high pressure will be in control with sky cloud cover and cold conditions. Low temperatures in the single digits to lower teens over the northern interior, mid to upper teens in your suburbs, upper teens to lower 20s in your urban areas and along the immediate coast. High temperatures will only be in the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, mid to upper 20s along the coast. And then on Tuesday, we'll be watching a low pressure system approaching from the Ohio River Valley and redeveloping off the coast. That's going to lead to a wintry mixed mess along the coast, maybe on the immediate coast, some rainfall. Snow possible over the interior and along the I-95 corridor. This is something that we're going to watch here with these type of clipper systems that could drop in. They could really surprise you. So we're going to watch this very carefully. Look for low temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s along the coast. So there is your cold air in place. And then high temperatures ranging from the upper 20s to lower 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s along the in the Delaware River Valley, and mid to upper 30s on the immediate coast. So this is something that we're going to keep an eye on, that I'm watching very carefully for next week. That is your forecast discussion for today. Again, we'll have live coverage on today's wintry mixed mess, especially for the interior, at 12 o'clock today and continuing on into the evening. So looking forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, stay safe out there. Thank you for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. But if you want to help the channel out even more, and myself, of course, you might want to check out Premium Consulting Membership, which provides amazing content and information that you get beyond the daily video that you see Monday through Friday. So what do you get? Well, you get updates every day in the premium dashboard, starting with, of course, checking out the latest winter forecast or other seasonal forecasts throughout the year, live coverage room where you can ask me questions live and I respond usually within a few minutes. Also, the latest holiday updates, how the weather will impact that upcoming holiday. If you are into landscaping, or you work in landscaping, should I say, you will get the latest details on whether or not rainfall will be a threat and impact your job. And of course, there is all the other content: the zoomed in impact map, the severe threat analysis, long range thoughts, the premium consulting video, and also energy analysis, seasonal analysis, additional analysis when the storms get really tricky, winter storm overviews, and when the tropics gets really active, all of the updates, including the individual storms and the overview as well. And if you're a business owner, we also have a specific impact forecast for you guys as well, your own weather map. So let's take a look at the prices. Pretty fair. $15 a month gets you all this information. If you're looking for a little bit of a discount, you can also have a yearly at $150 and quarterly at $60. And also, for all of you business owners out there, you have the ability to get your own web page, your own consulting analysis based on what you need every day in the morning, updated Monday through Sunday without any delay. And of course, you can call me up as well and have that one-on-one consultation. So all this and more at NY and JPA Weather. Thank you as always for being a subscriber and watching the videos. But if you're looking for a little bit more, this would definitely be one of the ways to do so. So in the meantime, stay safe out there.